From hell to the heavens across the globe, the mysterious places that follow are just as surprising. So sit back and be astounded by these mysterious places around the world, which we are going to show you in this video. The Earth never ceases to amaze us. The intricate geographies, diverse climatic conditions, and the natural peculiarities of the corners of the world make us wonder and seek an explanation. Let's move ahead and start with today's video. Number 1. Underwater Waterfall, Mauritius. Mauritius is known for its idyllic beaches and crystal-clear sea. Still, there's an unbelievable phenomenon at the island's southwest corner. It appears to be an underwater waterfall. Despite how it looks, this isn't actually a flowing region of water, but instead, an optical illusion that happens because of the seafloor structure. The island sits on an ocean shelf, no more than 500 feet deep at the edge of the shelf. However, it soon plunges to depths of almost 2.5 miles. And what you're actually seeing in the underwater waterfall is not water falling down into the abyss, but particles of sand that are being pushed over by a current. Number 2. Glowworm Caves, New Zealand. New Zealand is one of the most scenic countries in the world. But beyond the peaks of the mountain ranges, the deep valleys, and the glaciers are a series of caves that seem to have come straight from a fairy tale. This is because they're home to glowworms, the species of fungus known locally as TTY, which means projected over water. The bioluminescence produced in the insects' abdomens is designed to attract prey. It results from a chemical reaction between a lucifer's enzyme and a molecule of lucifer. It creates one of the most stunning sights you can see in the natural world. It makes for a magical boat ride through the cavern when thousands of glowworms are active. Number 3. Tansy Mountains, China. China's Tansy Mountains in the Hunan province are some of the most unusual mountain formations in the world. Covering an area of around 17,000 acres, they're made from quartz sandstone and first began to emerge from the earth about 400 million years ago. The subsequent rock erosion has created these skinny mountains, which reach a peak of 3,976 feet. They are named after the legend of a farmer who revolted against an oppressive regime and called himself the Son of Heaven. There's something mystical about the mountains when they are covered in mist, and it's no surprise they were the inspiration for mountainscapes in movies like Avatar. They're one of the most popular tourist destinations in the region. Number 4. Grand Prismatic Spring, Wyoming, USA. The stunningly colorful Grand Prismatic Spring is in Yellowstone National Park and is the largest hot spring in the USA. It's bigger than a football field at about 370 feet wide, and with a depth of at least 160 feet, you could fit a 10-story building inside. The spring is fed through a crack in its floor, through which as much as 560 gallons of water is released into it every minute. Its normal temperature is 160 degrees Fahrenheit. As a result, it's surrounded by such vibrant rings. The color is created by the presence of microbes that live in hot environments, and depending on the time of year, you'll see reds, oranges, yellows, greens, and blues. Number 5. Mountwaraima, Venezuela. We're so used to seeing natural formations that have irregular shapes that it seems almost impossible for something to have a rigid design to it. Mountwaraima in Venezuela isn't your ordinary mountain though, and its 12-square-mile summit is surrounded by 1,300-foot-tall cliffs. Almost in a square shape, it's actually on a tripoint border between Venezuela, Guyana, and Brazil, and has long been part of local belief. The Payman Capone people believe it to be the stump of a giant tree that once bore all the fruits and vegetables in the world. And the seemingly unscalable cliffs have inspired numerous stories, including The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and Paradise Falls in the movie Up. Number 6. Lake Retba, Senegal, on the northwest coast of Africa. About 18 miles northeast of the Senegalese capital Dakar is a lake like anything you'll find elsewhere in the world called Lake Retba. It has extremely high salt content, which provides ideal conditions for Dunaliella salina to thrive, which are bright red colored to make the water appear pink. This unusual hue is far more prominent during the region's dry season between November and June, and the effect is accentuated by the magenta bushes that grow around its shores. The lake is an important economic center too, with thousands of people relying on retrieving and selling the salt deposits and fishing the waters. Catches here don't quite match what's possible in other lakes. However, to survive in such salty water, the fish only grow to around 1/4 the size they would do elsewhere. Number 7. Red Beach, Panjin, China. China is a country that's full of incredible geographic sites. Still, there's perhaps none as surprising as the Red Beach in Panjin. It's around the mouth of the Panjin-Shanghai Sea River, where the soil is so alkaline that very few species of plants can grow. One that does particularly well is the Swede salsa, which has a deep red color, and is why the region looks so remarkable. Mars was once thought to be red because it was covered in crimson plants. And if that were true, the beach at Panjin is surely how it would have appeared. With so many plants growing on the shores, Red Beach is the largest wetland area in the world, and together with the largest reed marsh in Asia, which is also there, the whole region is a protected area of natural interest. It's home to more than 260 different species of birds, and more than 400 species of other types, including the rare red-crowned cream and black-mouthed gulls. Number 8. The Crooked Forest, Poland. Deep within a forest near the town of Grafino in Poland is a phenomenon that has confused researchers and visitors alike ever since it was first discovered, called the Crooked Forest. An estimated 400 pine trees have, for some reason, grown very differently from normal. It's thought they were planted during the 1930s when the region was a part of Germany, and after emerging from the ground, like usual, they bent towards the north for several feet before growing upwards again. It's not known why this has happened, and why it's something that only these 400 trees have done. But there are a couple of theories. The first is that it's the result of human design, perhaps because of a tool used when they were first planted. Or the alternative suggestion is that they were all subject to a freak weather event, such as a snowstorm, while they were young in their development. No records exist to support either theory. However, it's pretty possible, but we will never know for sure. Number 9. Stone Forest, Madagascar. Madagascar is usually considered a place with an unusual amount of biodiversity, but its geographical features are equally impressive. Within the Singi de Bemaraha National Park, the stone forest began life hundreds of millions of years ago as a lagoon. Limestone deposits formed on the bed, and due to tectonic activity, were lifted above the water surface. As the lagoon receded, more limestone was revealed, which was worn away by the monsoon rains over the following millennia. This, combined with groundwater erosion that formed caves that subsequently collapsed, has left a series of towers with canyons between them, resulting in the largest such formation in the world. Its name means one cannot walk barefoot, which is an apt warning. These pillars, some of which are up to 2,600 feet high, are sharp enough to easily cut through flesh or equipment, so have to be traversed with the utmost care. Number 10. Richet Structure, Mauritania. Also known as the Eye of Africa, the Richet Structure is a strange formation in the desert rock near the small town of Ouadane in Mauritania. The inverse dome is 25 miles in diameter and has exposed various layers of rock that appear like concentric rings. It's one of the easiest natural structures to see from space, but amazingly it's tough to see from ground level. And if you were there, you'd probably be unable to notice anything different about it from the surroundings. Entirely how it was formed has been the subject of scientific debate ever since it was first discovered in the 1930s. The first assumption was that it was an impact crater from a meteorite, but the lack of evidence of any superheated rocks has ruled this out. Instead, it's been formed by millions of years of erosion of softer rock. That was probably deposited when the region was underwater. Quite why this happened in such a circular fashion is still unclear. Some ridges and valleys follow the concentric lines of the Richet Structure, and evidence has been found that humans have lived here for hundreds of thousands of years. Ancient artifacts that have been unearthed date back to the Stone Age, such as tools and spheres, strangely. However, none have been found at the center of this depression, which also discounts any possibility that this was a prehistoric mine of some sort. With such delicate rock, there are calls to make the structure a protected site to ensure it can be studied for years to come, and hopefully reveal some of the secrets as to how this strange place came to be. Friends, what are your thoughts about these mysterious places? Let us know by commenting below. If you like this video, then like and share with your friends and relatives. And to get such more information, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. See you in the next great video.